At first, if you told me there's going to be a big show about Eliot's Wasteland and there's going to be a call for people from all walks of life and they're going to curate the show, I would have said, that's nuts. It's just not possible.
On Margate Sands, I can connect nothing with nothing, the broken fingernails of dirty hands.
Opening up its interpretation to a group of people mirrors the way in which the poem has been formed and the way in which Eliot kind of draws on all sorts of different references. It's kind of reversing the usual dynamics of production and reception and seeing what happens when audiences curate.
We began work with the group through an open call to come to a programme of events, and those events were designed to help people get to know the poem, contemporary 20th century visual art, and get to know each other.
The poem is so rich in meaning. In a way, it's a bit like an abstract painting. It opens the doors for you to express your own psyche, your own feelings. I'm in the supermarket doing something and a line from the poem comes to me.
It's been a long process, over 3 years, and we've had day-long discussions going on. People put forward their suggestions for different bits of the poem. We then would look at each piece of artwork that was suggested and discuss that.
We looked at the work in context with the space, invited various artists into the group to talk to us about their work, and the selection was kind of narrowed down that way.
One pair of artists said, gosh, it's like the artist X Factor. So it was kind of an interesting experience all round.
Some of the themes that we've been researching and pulling ideas around speak in a really contemporary way. The voices of women, the context of unease about global conflict.
It's not an exhibit about T.S. Eliot. It took some of us, me in particular, a while to get our heads around that fact. It's using the poem as a starting point for associations. The poem is set in different geographical locations, different historical time frames, features a dozen or more different voices. The exhibit is as various as that.
What branches grow out of this stony rubbish? Son of man, you cannot say or guess, for you know only a heap of broken images, where the sun beats, and the dead tree gives no shelter.
It comes across in the wasteland, how we treat nature and how we deal with our environment, really. We thought it was important to have that in the context of the poem.
I think anyone looking around the exhibition might almost feel it's 4 different exhibitions. And that was quite deliberate because the poem jumps and cuts between different atmospheres and different moods.
From very early on, something coming through very strongly from everyone involved in the research group was that they wanted the exhibition to kind of spread across Margate. So they have initiated an extensive off-site programme. Members of the group have set up independently reading groups, walking groups. There's going to be card reading, kind of working with an artist.
Madame Sosostris, famous clairvoyante, had a bad cold. Nevertheless is known to be the wisest woman in Europe with a wicked pack of cards.
Throughout the process, I've become more and more completely convinced that this group of people are exceptional. They're thinking like curators.
Part of the joy of being in the process has been about looking at other people's artwork that I would never, ever have thought about.
What I have most enjoyed about the process that it has brought local people together around a project.
I chose to attend the first meeting of the group in August 2015 because I knew no one here. So it could be a good chance of meeting people. And it was. But that day I had no idea I was starting such a rich, interesting path and discovering this amazing poet.
For me, one of the kind of key moments was actually the change between more of a kind of self-led approach, wanting to see what I could gain from the project, and that realization that actually curating the show isn't about a curator, it's about the show.
Turner have been so supportive and just given us free rein and just trusted that what we made would fit in, and that was fine.
Having no background in art I think it really does show that if I can do it, anyone can do it. If you ever get the chance to get involved in any form of art, then have a go, because it's been really fun, it's been enlightening, it's been educational, and it'll be bringing around a bit more positive change for Margate.
Would I do it again? In a heartbeat.
These fragments I have shored against my ruins. Why then I'll fit you, Geronimo's mad again. Datta, Dayatvam, Damyata, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.